Hi there, beautiful people. Welcome back to Stories Done Under. Thank you so much for always coming back. And today we're back with another special video regarding the corporate life, and we're talking about soft skills. So we thought about it and thought, in the age of so much fast technology, there's artificial intelligence, everything is getting automated. So how can we add values in the company? And based on our research, actually particularly based on Hayes Recruiters, which was one of the top recruitment agencies in Australia, they talked about some of the soft skills that are quite critical. Again, another research from Deloitte also says that 66% of all the jobs will be very soft skill intensive by 2030. So today we're going to talk about the soft skills and see how we can actually improve ourselves so that we are able to add value and so that we are not replaced by technology. So I'll let Fran start us off with the first soft skill.
Thanks, Stella, for the intensive introduction there. The first soft skill that we would like to mention today is teamwork. Teamwork is quite a universal soft skill, whether you're in the corporate or any area, any industry you're working in. Ability to be able to work with others, to be able to understand your own individual responsibility as well as the responsibilities of your team members, and then find a way that you can work through the goals of the organization. Most organizations emphasizes on a few principles, like in my case, in my company, one of the principles that we have is matter together. That means that when you work together, you're able to achieve more for the organization. You're able to share ideas. You're able to share knowledge. And the end result is much better than when you work individually.
Very well said.
Yeah.
The second one is, of course, communication skills. One of the quote by one of the presidents of America, George Ford, he says that nothing is more important than the ability to communicate effectively. Literally nothing in the world is more important than the ability to communicate effectively. And to be honest, I 100% agree to this. And even when I look in my organization, managers, the people who are the heads of the departments, the people who actually are team leaders, they all have one thing in common, and that is the ability to communicate. A few weeks ago, I had a conversation with the head of the engineering department in my company, and I asked him, I just learned that he was not an engineer, and I was like, hang on, how are you able to manage a group of very, very qualified engineers? And what he told me is that he finds the people who know exactly what is going on. He finds the top engineers who have the knowledge. He listens to them very well, understands the concepts that are going to be implemented, and hence does research to be able to ask the right questions. So you see there, everything is just based on listening. And it just reminded me that I once read that we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And the reason is that we need to listen twice and speak once. So as we embark on this journey to improve, of course, our communication skills in terms of speaking, and we're going to talk about how to go about it, but also think about listening. A lot of people think communication is all about your presentation skills, how you sound, your voice, your tonal variation, but a lot also has to go with listening. And I think a lot of us have a long way to learn in regards to listening.
Thanks, Stella. I feel like you're speaking to me. And now I've learned to listen twice and speak once, because I speak too much sometimes. But yeah, thanks for that.
We all do,
the next one is problem solving skills. This is a soft skill that most organizations are really big on. We're not saying that problems will always be there. Organizations do not say that problems will always be there. But yes, in case problem arises, how are you going to handle it? Are you the type of person who will run helter-skelter, throwing everyone into a panic mode? Or are you the type of person who will stay composed and think of, yes, a problem has occurred, how best do we solve this? So being able to look at the problem with an open mind, being able to think of the best ways of solving a problem comes in quite handy. Always stay composed. Think of, yes, the problem is there. What can we do? And consult, of course, with your peers and team members, without forgetting to mention the problem to your managers on the best solution for this problem. And this this soft skill is quite important in the organizations today.
100%. The other one we're going to talk about is time management. And we do not want to sound like a broken record here, because we're always talking about being punctual. We're always talking about managing your time, managing your day-to-day tasks, as much as also the fact that other things will always come. Speaking from an accountant's perspective, especially towards the end of year, you got the normal month-end processes. You have to finalize the end-of-year processes. You have auditors in a week or two from there. So sometimes you find yourself that there are so many things that you have to juggle. You feel like how do you even prioritize? You start doing this and then this is calling. And as a lot of people, we've noticed that our audience are young professionals, people between the age of 20 and 25, and could be starting off in their career. And my advice to you is what I did at the beginning of my career, is that asking your team leaders, asking your managers, asking the people who are actually in charge of your work to help you prioritize. So sometimes even up to date during team meetings, I will raise a point like, oh, there's this and this and this that needs to be done. How do you guys want to prioritize? And we are able to delegate different roles to people. And that of course goes back again to teamwork as well as time management. And as you think about time management, I want to also pose a question about efficiency. So I have been in different companies, and people who are able to be very good at time management and develop tools to increase the company's efficiency are never forgotten. So here sometimes we're using a program and someone will be like, oh, Christy developed this, or Leah developed this. And these are people who are always, despite leaving the organization, they're always remembered. So as you go ahead, think about efficiency in terms of time management, as well as managing your own time and being able to deliver.
Good one there, Stella. And most people who are efficient in time management always stands out. And like she said, they're always recognized and remembered even after they've left. So yeah, that's really good. The next one is adaptability. We all know that every day in the current world, the fast pace in which technology is changing, a lot of changes happens in organizations in terms of systems, in terms of the ERPs that we use, for example, as accountants. Organizations are always looking for ways of making data processing easier and so many analytical tools that can make work easier and leave some time for accountants to do more of analysis than data processing. So in the wake of this, most organizations are looking for people who can easily adapt to change, who can embrace change, who can be flexible enough to get out of their comfort zone and be able to deliver in face of these changes. So if you're not that type of person, try to think of things in a positive way. Look at the opportunities that these changes comes with. Look at it like learning something new. Technology is a beautiful thing. Embracing it and being able to positively look at it rather than thinking, oh, this system, this software will replace us, will be made redundant. Instead, think of how can I train myself in a way that I'm more techno-savvy, I'm more able to do things better than I did 10 years ago. And this comes in handy, and it's a very, very important soft skill that everybody should think of polishing.
Absolutely. Very well said again, Fran. The other one that we're going to talk about is interpersonal skills. And we always emphasize on the ability to build good connections. And I can tell you for sure, corporate sometimes can be a place full of politics.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you might feel like some people are being favored. But honestly, the only way to navigate this space is building good relationships. Do not have people that you don't speak to. Speak to everybody.
Yeah.
Get to know them. Create those relationships, because sometimes there are structural changes. There's some new things that are coming up, and the people who get to hear this first-hand information are the people who have those good interpersonal skills with others. And also, speaking of interpersonal skills and ability to develop relationships, I will tell you, I have had at least 2 jobs out of recommendations, and these are people who've left an organization that I worked with and they've gone to another well-established, better organization with better remuneration, better work-life balance, and they've called me into their team, and I have been able to get better opportunities just because of a referral from someone I worked with. And do you know why they chose me and not someone else? because I had already developed that connection, they knew that working with me was easy. And I encourage you, especially for people in Perth specifically, it is sort of a small village. I'm telling you, everybody knows everyone. Like, it's a very close-knit family, and the only way to navigate, especially to get your position in good companies, good established companies that care about their employees, the only way in is through good interpersonal skills. And I tell you firsthand, whenever there's an opportunity in my the manager will come asking, do you guys know of somebody? Do you know of anyone who is able to work as an analyst? Because we have this and this position. And the fact that you were referred, you'll find yourself getting that interview. And of course, it's a fair process, but a lot of people do not make it at the interview. So even getting yourself into the interview and being able to present yourself, I think, is 100% a huge benefit. So let's all work in our interpersonal skills, and I hope this will help us, of course, climb the corporate ladder and find better opportunities for ourselves.
Very well said, Stella. The next one and the last one that we had on the list is critical thinking. This is a soft skill that requires you to be able to analyze problems and come up with informed decisions. The ability to think out of the box, look at the problem as a big picture, think of the best ways that you can improve the situation. And this involves a lot of research. Be able to research. Don't be just someone who is used to doing things, who is just locked into your box. Get out of your box, do a little bit of reading, do a bit of research. In the face of a problem, or in the face of a situation or a project, be the one to tell people, how about we do it this way? I read somewhere that this should be done this way. How about we try this process? In that way, you'll be an important asset to your team, an important employee to the organization, and you'll be able to progress in your career and be a step ahead of everyone, I think.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much. I think those are very important soft skills. So we spoke about teamwork, we spoke about good communication skills, we spoke about being a problem solver, having critical thinking skills, of course, being adaptable. But we never want to leave you high and dry. And we always talk about how can we improve. So top on the list on how to improve, I would say, is that there are so many online courses offered on LinkedIn, offered by different professional bodies. As we said, we are both accountants. I can see a lot of CA and CPA channeled courses that you can learn to improve your communication skills, improve your presentation skills, improve your leadership skills. And I can tell you, all this will pay off. All this will help you get into those roles that you desire, and of course, grow into your job or whatever you aspire to do in life. So I would say, of course, online courses as well as practice. Of course, it takes practice. As you can see, as we always say, for ourselves, is also a work in progress. Whenever we do these videos, we sit down and see, how did we go? How could we improve? And we hope you can leave us comments on how we can improve as well. Fran, do you have any other way that we can improve our communication skills? Our soft skills, rather.
Of course, there are other few ways that I have in mind, even though you've spoken about almost everything that I had, but I still have a few. The other one is to find a mentor or a friend, someone who is good in soft skills or who is doing a little bit better than you, so you can go through things together. In that way, you can improve in a few. It can give you, or he or she can give you honest opinion or honest feedback on how you're going and how you can improve. The next one is also watching YouTube videos and podcasts. There are a number of YouTube videos and podcasts on soft skills. You can always, on your free time or when going in bed, you can watch a few videos that can help you improve on soft skills. Also, we've got public speaking workshops. A number of professional bodies, as Stella has mentioned, do offer public speaking workshops. Also, we have Eventbrite. If you're in Australia, Eventbrite is an event company that offers or advertises a number of events, and they do have some public speaking workshops that you can attend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Please do not hesitate to tell us how we can improve and how you're improving your soft skills. On that note, thank you for watching, and bye-bye for
Bye-bye.
now.
Thanks.